when you can go from one emotion and then get over that emotion because you know that, okay, now what do I got to do to fix the situation, right? Because you can shed tears and then say, okay, I need to pick myself back up quickly and figure out what to do next, right? So some people are able to master their emotions and they don't have to sit in their emotions and dwell in those emotions. Some of us have control of our emotions where we can feel a way, right? But we understand that we cannot stay in that state of mind. Speaking of state of mind, I know myself very well. I have a lot of self-control. I know myself. Okay, I know my likes, my dislikes, my triggers. And as I get on this platform and I teach you guys and we talk about self-improvement and self-growth, I want you guys to also know your triggers. Okay? What makes you happy? What makes you calm? Ways to cope. Because it's important people know those things in order to know thyself and master their emotions. And people don't understand how I'm able to master my emotions and keep going and get through the things that I get through and then keep going. It's because I'm not going to dwell in any state of mind. I'm not going to sit in any sorrow, any depression, any sadness, because life goes on. You got to keep going, right? Like they say, time doesn't wait for anybody. Time stops for no one, right? So we have to pick our heads up and keep going. I say that to say this is a motivational message to people who are trying to master their emotions, right? Master their energy level, right? Because some of us can do that. And people are trying to understand, how can they master their emotions? How are they able to pick up and keep going like that? Because there's a lot of people in life who cannot do that. They take their stresses to them. They have the stress, they take it to them to work, right? And they're thinking about the stuff that they're dealing with at home at work, right? They're bringing one emotion and one feeling and one behavior to another place and another feeling and another, and then that emotion keeps going, and then how they interact with people. You see what I'm saying? They're interacting in a state of mind that they were at hours ago, but whoever's in front of them has to deal with that because the customer representative is still dealing with whatever they're dealing with that they brought from the house, which is not fair, right? So that's why it's important as adults we're able to master our emotions. And a lot of adults or older people have not found out ways to do that yet, and they're puzzled at how it can be done. Well, know thyself. Because nobody can tell thyself how you feel. Nobody can tell me how I feel, right? Because I know myself and how I feel. Nobody can tell me what I like and don't like because I know what I like and don't like. Nobody can tell me my state of mind because I know my state of mind. Do you guys understand what I'm saying to you? So with that being said, know thyself, because if you know thyself, you won't be too caught up in going to anybody else's narrative that they try to paint for you, right? Because they paint it for you because they think in some way that they convinced everybody else that that's the way it is, that they can convince that person. Not if they know thyself. Not if you know thyself. Nobody convince you of anything that is not true, that is false. Nobody. If you know who you are. And that's important that we do these type of messages to the collective so you can understand that if you don't know who you are, if you're feeling different emotions or you're dragging your emotions on throughout the day, get a pen, write it down and write down how you're feeling. Okay? Then I want you to write down, how can you feel better or how can you change the situation? I want you to write that down. Okay? So then, the next time you get a feeling similar to that, I want you to go to that page. And you write and you see how you wrote how you were feeling a certain way, similar to how you're feeling. And then here's a solution for you, however way you cope. So everybody copes in different ways. There's healthy ways to cope with things. Okay? You guys have to figure out how to cope what's best for self. Okay? And that'll help your self-growth and know yourself more. And then nobody and what they say can change that. Okay? So I want that to be my motivational speech for tonight. I'm going to pull some cards and do a reading, but you guys know I don't need to do readings. I don't. I just want to give you guys a visualization, but I know that there's many times where you guys can visualize when you've dealt with somebody or you know somebody who drags on situations, right? Or maybe this can be somebody in the collective. Maybe it can be you collective where you dwell. Don't dwell too much on anything because you guys have to pick your head back up and you guys got to keep going, okay? Always keep going. It's important that we don't give up. And these obstacles that are put in our way and these mountains that are created, right? It's important that we still keep going and we get over those mountains. Because if not, what you going to do? Be stuck in between a mountain and the desert? We got to get up and keep going. So people wonder how I do it because I know myself. And that's what a lot of people can't say about themselves. I don't care what situation I'm in, what atmosphere I'm in, what environment I'm in, what it looks like around me. I know who I am inside. So nobody can convince me of anything else. Whether this is my state of mind, my parenting, my day-to-day activities, who I am, how I am, my belief systems, and my morals and my values. Because I already live at a certain authentic way and a certain level of integrity anyway. So nobody can convince me of something that is not true, that is false. So I want you guys to know yourself enough to not waver when somebody tries to paint a certain narrative for you. I want you guys to know yourself enough to know that you can get through these obstacles. Okay? Know yourself enough to know what your triggers are, know how to control your triggers, because best believe. See, people can paint whatever narrative they want for me, but I know my triggers. And I don't really have that many, honestly. There's only really one. There's only really one. And yes, I was triggered. However, I know myself and I can self-control. Despite what anybody else says, I have self-control. If not, I wouldn't be here right now. Okay, so you guys have to remember to keep going, keep your head up. And no matter what situations that is put in your way, keep being authentic and true to yourself. Because things will reveal itself. Believe things will reveal itself. Okay? Because there's a lot of stuff that's done in the dark that people do, right? That and I'm the type I like to say to myself on purpose because I can see people's intent. Can you imagine seeing people's intentions? Can you imagine seeing whether somebody is a decent person or not and can look in their face and tell and make that discernment? Now ask me if there's a lot of good people in this world. Now I get the balance between light and dark, but there are some people who choose to be certain ways. But I'm going to cut this short. I just want to know yourself. Whoever you are, know who you are on the inside. No matter what, do never let no one create a narrative for you that is false. Okay? Despite what they might put on a paper, what they might tell others, what they might think. Always go with your intuition, your gut feeling, and always stay true, have integrity, and be authentic. Okay? So I just want to put that message out before we start talking about other things on this channel.